Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's
Yes,
going
sir.
on? How y'all feeling out there today?
Okay.
Y'all good?
Oh yeah.
Rico, you good?
Man, I am supercalifragilistic. Hold on, I messed up the word. Ball supposed to be in.
Yeah, he's supposed to be here to write your name.
So I was trying to say the word, man, but it's supercalifragilistic. Espialidocious.
I don't even.
And
know
my birthday was yesterday.
I don't even know it. Well, happy belated
Man, appreciate
birthday,
it, man.
brother.
You see the shirt. You see the hat. Rawr.
Don't start that, Rico. You did enough last week with the roar.
No, man, it's Leo season, man. We got to roar and show our behind.
Here come them Leos.
You already know it. Leos get in the
Here
comments.
we go.
Yes, sir.
Here come them Leos. Don't get in the comments doing all that. But look here, everybody. Hey, thank you once again for tuning in, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Unbreakable Glass.
What's that? Podcast. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
yes,
we
sir.
are live and in the building. So thank you so much. Like we say, hey, without y'all, we are nothing. So y'all are a big part, a very huge part of our success, which y'all tuning in week in and week out, looking at the show. So thank y'all so much. Okay. What next, Rico?
Oh, man, you know I got to put this on screen. What'd you say, Kawana? Rawr. It's Leo season.
Tay, I done told you to stop showing out now. I done told you.
Appreciate that, Jeff. Who we got on here, man? We got Jeffrey in the building.
Yeah, Jeffrey
What's
Miller,
up, Cola?
Watson. Hey,
What's up?
Cola. Big show.
Yeah, big show in this thing.
Big show in the
What's up,
building.
Vino? How y'all doing, man?
Yeah, y'all come on in the room. Come on in the room.
Go on and start. Go on and sing the song.
I ain't
bro.
gonna do it, man.
Come on, preacher.
I ain't gonna do it.
Come on, preacher.
I ain't gonna do it.
Come on, do it for the vine.
I ain't gonna do it.
Do it for the vine.
This guy right here.
He's scared to do it, man. He's scared to do it.
Man.
So look, before we even dive into it, man, we definitely got to give a major shout out to our sponsor.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, so big shout out to Journey of Life Network in Atlanta, Georgia. Big time up and coming production company who is the big brother of the Unbreakable Glass podcast and the Rico Glass Group. We will be working heavily with them in the near future okay, I messed that word up too. With the festivities that we have going on and coming about. Okay, so y'all stay tuned. Hey, big shout out to the sports edition that we're adding to this program as well. They will be going live on Thursdays and Sunday. But big shout out to Journey of Life Network for sponsoring this week's edition of Unbreakable Glass Podcast.
For sure, give it up one time.
Yeah.
Hey, and also for the other members of the Rico Glass Group.
Yes, sir.
Huh? Who that go?
Man, you already know who it is, man. You got that Christian Cassicola. And who? Taylor Ball.
Taylor Ball.
Yeah, man.
In the building. Come on, Taylor Ball. Where you at in the comments?
Okay, look, I see James talking about some come on in the room.
That's
Don't
right.
record yourself and put it in there.
Hey, Shonda Hall.
Something Hall in there.
Good deal, man.
Cool beans, man. But again, man, thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank y'all so much.
Yes, sir. And without further ado,
Yes, indeed.
we said we're talking about people
that
you need
should
to know. You need to know these folks.
Yeah, we got a special guest in the building.
Well, y'all ready? Quake, I need you to get them claps ready.
Yeah.
Because he need a round of applause, man. Without further ado, everybody, we want to welcome to the show Mr. Jonathan Rogers. Yes, sir.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
yes,
man.
Indeed. What's going on, Jonathan?
I'm glad to be here.
That's what I'm talking about, man. We are glad you are in the building with us today on the Unbreakable Glass Podcast.
Man, this is a great birthday gift for me.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know it was your birthday.
Yeah, man. Man, appreciate it. I just entered my Jesus year, 33 years of age. That means miracles are going to take place.
Like Colonel Thomas, miracle.
Who said that?
Colonel Thomas, late night. Miracles.
Man, you can't fool with Quay, man. You know how Quay get down.
Being a new dad, a full night's sleep is a miracle.
That is true.
Hey, listen,
it is true.
You better talk about it, Jonathan.
I'm learning that. But, fortunate enough, we work something out.
Yeah.
I sleep on the couch.
See how you do? Good stuff, man. What's up, Vino?
Yeah.
All right. So,
cool beans.
We're going to jump straight into this, man. Rico, I don't know if you had a question for him first.
No, I'm going to let you do your thing, man.
Or whatever. So,
yeah. So, go ahead.
Go ahead, Rico.
Man, you should, man.
Yep.
All right, let's get on this thing together, okay? Let's get on this thing together. First and foremost, let's talk about the magnificent things that Chick-fil-A offer. Okay, the thing that stood out to me the most, and I'm not gonna jump into, I know y'all want to know about the customer service that's coming later, is I remember looking up that to become a Chick-fil-A owner is actually relatively cheap, like somewhere in the ballpark around $10,000. But what people don't know is how you, like, the true process of actually becoming an owner. You mind sharing this with us?
Yeah, so I think I was mentioning this to you earlier. The statistics to become a Chick-fil-A operator, it's easier to become or harder to become a Chick-fil-A operator than it is to actually get into Harvard.
Wow.
So every year you get anywhere from like 60 to 80,000 expressions of interest to become a Chick-fil-A operator. Everybody thinks, oh man, this would be really cool. And they submit an application or an expression of interest. It turns into about 4,000 applications after that.
So from how many?
From about 80,000 to about 4,000 applications.
So 80,000 people.
80,000 people. Now, some of that is and you talk about it's easy. So Chick-fil-A's business model is different. So some people think, hey, maybe I could do this on the side. And Chick-fil-A says, no, one of the first things that weeds out is we want you to have this as your only primary business. You could have passive investments and things, but we want you to have this as your business. So if you own other franchises, if you own another competing business, this isn't for you. And the expression of interest immediately just says, hey, it'll reply back if there are basically like 3 questions in there that'll split that up. But that's specifically one of those. It's like, hey, it's not a passive investment. We want you to be able to focus on that community, and hopefully that's one of the reasons you get good experience when you come is that person's focused on that individual restaurant.
Look at the comments, man.
Yeah, I see the comments, man. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna show you what somebody said in there. First of all, they were shouting you out. They said, look, they love them grilled chicken nuggets, man. Man, so that's love right there. One guy said, man, that biscuit he had this morning almost made him bite his lip.
I had a chicken biscuit this morning too, and I was thinking, man, this thing's got a little extra butter on it.
Yeah,
so that biscuit was so soft.
Okay,
this morning.
Okay,
that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Yes, sir, man. So, like you said, what was your journey though? Like, you know what I mean, to actually and just knowing where you're from. You know, you right across the line, Alabama, and you were blessed enough to actually get a Chick-fil-A owner franchise right here in Bulldog country, what they call it. Now, I don't agree with that terminology. It is what it is. But, I mean, in Starkville.
It's Bulldog country. I may have graduated from a university about 90 miles away from here, but this is Bulldog country.
This Bulldog country?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So, me yelling hotty toddy would make people mad?
Probably.
Okay, well, hotty toddy it is.
Tell them where you graduated from, Jonathan. Tell them where you graduated from, Jonathan. Where you graduated from?
Go.
Here you go. So we got an Alabama.
Hold on. You doing a lot of that means you trying to think of
word. We are Rebel Shark. You got a Rebel Shark.
Rebel Shark Bear.
Yeah, Rebel Shark Bear. You know, oh my.
Hey, man.
You know.
But how y'all Bulldogs but with cowbells?
Look here, man.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure that out. You want to go? You want to go? I'm just trying to figure out what Bulldog walking around with a cowbell.
Look here, man. Let's come back to Chick-fil-A now.
Yeah, see there. I was ready for you.
You ready for me that time. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah.
So,
good stuff.
Cowbells work with Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. So,
eat more chicken.
Yeah. Eat more chicken.
You know what? Eat more chicken. That's good. John, you good at what you do. I see that now. That's why you are so successful. That's good, but going right into it, like your journey.
I'm originally from Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Okay.
I say originally born in Florida, lived in Birmingham 10 years, and then grew up high school and on in Tuscaloosa. A lot of people look at me now as a Chick-fil-A operator, and they think, "Oh man, he probably grew up around franchises, grew up maybe with a little bit more money. That's how he became successful." And I would say, "Hey, like I like to share this part of my story. That's one of the reasons I enjoyed." Getting to be here with you guys and getting to talk about this is a lot of people don't know, hey, I grew up as a pastor's kid. We didn't have a ton of money. We had all these other things. And I had the opportunity to learn about hard work. I was homeschooled. I played sports, all these other fun things in life. And I didn't I didn't even really want to go to school. I wanted to own my own business. It was like, I don't need a certificate to say you can own your own business. And so I did some junior college stuff. I was working construction. and out of high school and early college, and the economy tanked in 2008. I needed a job to pay for date nights.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Need a little change.
I went from about 40 hours a week down to 15, and I was like, I need a little bit of spending money.
Yeah.
I was dating this girl I liked at this time. Turned out we ended up getting married. So it's my wife, Melissa, and so all these things worked out really great for me. But
hey,
I was
Melissa,
dating her.
I know you out there watching. Hey,
she
Melissa, what's going on?
Right?
She cheated. Yeah, that's good. I like that right there. That's all right.
I was like, man, I need a job. My younger brother, who was 14 at the time, had gotten a job working at Chick-Fil-A University Mall in Tuscaloosa. My twin brother David and I, who's also a Chick-fil-A operator in Corinth, Mississippi, we both walked up and said, "Hey, can we get a job?" You know, the economy tanked. We were working on doing plumbing, all this new construction stuff, and they quit building houses, and houses started foreclosing all over the place, and we needed a job. So I didn't necessarily think I wanted to own a restaurant, but I started, and there's a couple things that happened. One, I found out I was kind of good at it, and I think people like to do things that they're good at.
Right. Agree.
The other thing is I was good at it, but I also enjoyed the work. So I think everybody needs to take something they do in life and tie it to serving other people.
Right.
And
I like that.
That's good. That's good.
That's what we do at Chick-fil-A. I get to serve people. And so the funny thing is I was 19 at the time working at the mall in Tuscaloosa, and I thought people were coming to say hey to me. I've learned since then it's not just the people, right? That's what people think about with Chick-fil-A. But if I quit serving chicken, all my friends would not come and see me anymore.
Right.
Oh,
and
wow.
So I've learned a lot of stuff since then. But spent about a year and a half working at that restaurant. Had the opportunity to go grand open the Chick-fil-A in Northport off Highway 82. Melissa and I got married 2 weeks before that restaurant grand opened. We worked there for about 6.5 years. She joined and started working with me. Somewhere in the middle of all this, I had some, and we're getting deep in the woods in the Chick-fil-A story for me, but I was working at Chick-fil-A. I loved serving people, loved leading teams and things like that. I was just a manager and a director at that time, but I was also on staff at my church, my passion is to have a positive impact on people.
Right.
Chick-fil-A's corporate purpose that they came up with in '82 was to glorify God by being a faithful steward of all that's entrusted to us, and to have a positive influence on everybody who comes in contact with Chick-fil-A. And I heavily identified with that as a personal purpose, like, hey, I want to have a positive influence on people for Him. And so I was doing both of these things and I was like, hey, should I just do ministry or should I just do this? What does that look like for me to do long term? And it was actually a really tough time because I was doing both and I was doing a mediocre job at both. I was hiring people. They were getting trained. My job was a training director at the time, but they weren't really growing necessarily.
Training director.
And then at church, we were growing a little bit, but we weren't really growing as well in a way that I could say, hey, I'm proud before God that I'm giving my best for this. And so
look at Melissa in the comments.
Yeah, Melissa's there probably.
Yeah, see, you got her blessed. Look what she put in.
Yes.
Hey, Jonathan, I gotta ask you something though. You say your twin brother.
Yeah, twin brother.
I was gonna wait till you got there.
If you want to look on, if you search a guy named David Rogers on Facebook, you'll find a guy that looks like me.
Let me ask you. So, is there any competition between y'all? Like, you call him up, like, "Hey, bro, hey, my chicken nugget's crispier than yours." Is there any type of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, probably some competition between that. I would say in the healthiest way possible. We're extremely competitive and always have been. We've both worked for Chick-fil-A for about 15 years now, and so we do compete. He's now a Chick-fil-A operator. He's been an operator in Corinth, Mississippi for just over a year, almost a year and a half now. We've been here in Starkville just over 5 years. So there's some competition. I mean, some things are different, but I think our biggest competition right now, we're both, we've been married a little while, kids and everything, and so our competition right now is in exercising and being healthy. And so he's running faster than I am. I'm thinking I'm pumping a little more iron or whatnot. We'll see what happens there. But we have some competitions in the restaurant and some others in other ways, but we have a lot of fun.
There's got to be a fun family gathering to talk about that. Like, you go home and you just hey, both my sons, twins at that, are both
So
Chick-fil-A
I'm one of
owners.
6 kids,
Oh, wow.
and my sister Melody is actually in the same leadership development program that I was a part of. So she has a really good opportunity of owning her own Chick-fil-A, and so kind of getting into this, like it's hard to do that. So how could that happen in just one family? Some of it you could look back and say, hey, it's their parents, their upbringing, some of those things. It's God's blessing, God's anointing, whatever. You can look at that. It's hard work, all these other things. But as we dig into this a little bit more, because I'm sure everybody's going to know, hey, what is that actual process of actually becoming a Chick-fil-A operator? Maybe I want to get into this, right? It's not just that easy. So you mentioned earlier the $10,000. That's true. It only costs $10,000 to buy a Chick-fil-A franchise, where if you were maybe going to get a McDonald's, it might be $250,000 in cash and $1 million in assets with a business loan.
Wait
or something.
a minute.
It's you're looking at all of those other things. It's expensive, and so if you look at the type of person who could afford that, they're probably going to have already made $1 million or something in their life. They're not going to be young. And just because you have $1 million doesn't mean you're a good person, right?
That's
and
true.
so
That's true.
one of the really cool things that Chick-fil-A did, Truett Cathy, when he pioneered the idea of the operator model back in 1967 when he started the first Chick-fil-A in Greenbrier Mall, is he created this operator model. What he said is, I want to choose the person that I want to be in business with, not limiting it based on the finances. Now, $10,000 is still a lot of money, but in comparison to $250,000, it's not. And so the $10,000 creates a lower barrier to entry, where they now get to choose, hey, what type of person do we want to be in business with?
That makes sense.
We get to choose somebody who has good character. We get to choose somebody who likes the restaurant industry, not just somebody who wants to make a lot of money. And so they get a lot of this choice, and that's why it's extremely competitive too. So you look at all these applications that come in compared to Harvard and everything, and they get to choose who they go in business with. And in many ways, I'm the one who's sitting over here blessed being able to have been selected in that. I mentioned earlier, it's extremely competitive to be selected as a Chick-fil-A operator. At the same time, there's also a lot of work that has to be done to grow and be the type of person that Chick-fil-A would trust to own a multi-million-dollar business, to steward a community. It's a brand that everybody has a relationship with. So if Chick-fil-A chooses somebody that's not going to steward that relationship that Truett Cathy founded, then there's a disconnect there. And so their selection process is very rigorous. There's a number of interviews that you have to go through in order to even get selected to get selected to get into a pool of operators, and then you start interviewing for individual restaurants.
That is crazy. So how long was your journey overall?
So I've been with Chick-fil-A 15 years, about 10 years in 7 years in the restaurant, just as a manager, working at a local restaurant in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. During that process, I had that shift where I was like, hey, God, do you want me to pursue ministry or pursue Chick-fil-A? And when I pursued Chick-fil-A, I had to go back to school because I only had an associate's degree from the junior college at the time. Went back to school, was working 40, 50 hours. Melissa and I had our first baby. All that happened all at the same time. So there's a lot of...
You working 40, 50 hours. Melissa had a baby. And you in school.
And I was finishing up school.
Bless your heart.
Yeah. It was a lot. It was a lot. But I am who I am today because of that work.
Come
that
on,
went
somebody.
into that. So
Come on,
preach
somebody.
all by itself there, bro.
Come on, somebody. But I gotta ask you though. I gotta ask you. First of all, that's the man right there that had the really soft chicken biscuit.
Yeah. He had it that morning.
He had the really soft chicken biscuit. But Jonathan, I got to ask you. This is something that everyone talks about when they talk about Chick-fil-A. They talk about the customer service. I mean, do y'all like? What is there a screening process? Like, these people got to be nice in order to work here? Is everybody says, "Hey, my pleasure." You know, I had a guy
crazy people in the
help me
kitchen.
change you know what I'm saying? The guy helped me change my tire. Tire had a flat tire. The Chick-fil-A crew was out there changing the battery, the tire, like a whole pit crew. Like, they help with everything, man. They're just so nice.
Yeah.
Is that ingrained in the culture Or kind of talk about that, man.
Yeah. So that is the number one question when I go and talk to people around the community or when I travel. Everybody says, where do you find all these amazing people? And one of the things that I immediately respond with is 95% of the people that I hire had a job before they started working with me. And so one of the things is I do think there are some people who would work with us that maybe wouldn't work for another quick service food competitor. They because of the brand reputation, maybe the whatever, they choose to say, hey, I would be willing to work with Chick-fil-A, and I maybe wouldn't want to work for another fast food company. So there is some of that there, but ultimately, as I said, most of at least the college kids, everybody's had a job before. So why is it that everybody can't seem to find that? And it's not just training resources. There are really great training resources that exist, and I admire a lot of the quick service restaurants that are the giants. So Chick-fil-A is number 3 in the United States in gross revenue year over year.
Wow.
Can you guess what the top 2 are?
I would have to say top two. I'm just gonna say McDonald's because it has more people. It's
McDonald's
like more
is number 1.
Yeah, it has more franchises.
They are the godfather of fast food.
Yep.
They've pioneered so many inventions for food service, for holding food. I would say, at least early on, and maybe even still today, the inventions that create the ability to have quote-unquote fast food is because of the behemoth of who McDonald's is.
Mike Donald.
Even though
I love the
That's how you
McCafe, some frappes and things like it's really amazing. But they have really great training resources.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily have. It's inconsistent. I have wonderful experiences at some McDonald's, and then I have inconsistent experiences at others.
Yeah.
So they have wonderful resources.
So, John, I gotta ask you real quick before you move on to
Yeah.
number 2. Do you walk in there with the Chick-fil-A badge on? Let me get one of them frappe.
I'm very proud to have my Chick-fil-A stuff on. The one thing that I don't like as a big people person, I don't like people knowing my name before I can remember theirs. I take my name tag off a lot of places before I go there so that they may remember my name, and I'm like, dadgummit, I can't remember your name. And so I don't want to give them the advantage of remembering my name before I remember theirs. So,
cool.
But I'm fine wearing my Chick-fil-A stuff. I've gone through some other Chick-fil-A competitors for chicken restaurants in a Chick-fil-A car or Chick-fil-A uniform before. We've had fun with that, and I love some Sunday chicken.
That's definitely something I do.
I'm gonna ask you about Sunday Jonathan later on. I let Rico ask a question right here.
No, keep going. He's talking about customer service.
Okay.
Yeah. So customer service. So one aspect is training. I think probably the biggest impact in this customer service thing is, one, there's kind of this expectation. It's communicated.
Right.
And then number 2, it's a community of people that are already doing it, right? So if I was to take you and toss you in a river, you're going to go the direction the river's going.
Right.
If I tossed you on a train that's not going anywhere right now, it's got to build up a lot of momentum to actually start moving in a direction. And so if somebody comes to work for us and they start working with us, if they don't say my pleasure or something, they might stick out like a sore thumb because they're trying to swim against the current of what's already going on.
That makes sense.
So there's a momentum, I would say, to some extent with customer service.
That's
now,
a word right there.
It's challenging to keep that up. I'm very, very, very proud of our team and our service. We don't always hit the mark. So some of those things go back to retraining and tracing our steps and things like that. The last piece I'll share on the customer service piece would be this idea of second mile service. So Dan Cathy shared this with us during some training a long time ago when I was just a team member. I saw this video of him. And Matthew talks about if somebody asks you to carry their pack 1 mile, go 2. And so in that time period in where Jesus was talking, a Roman soldier could ask anybody to carry their heavy, somewhere around 70 pounds of armor 1 mile. And so what people knew is they knew, hey, this is how many steps to reach that mile.
Yeah.
And a lot of you go to a fast food restaurant, you go to a convenience store, people know where the minimum amount of service that they have to provide is.
Right.
What Jesus said is, don't just go 1 mile, go the second mile.
Okay.
And so what we try to pursue is, hey, how do we go above and beyond those expectations? So how do we not just stop at the first mile? How do we go above that, and using that as a motivation from that?
Man, most definitely.
Yeah, the comments going crazy, man. Hey, you see
the comments. Let me tell you what Contreras, he said, if they leave something out my bag, just feel like God didn't mean for me to have it.
Yeah, God just didn't mean me to have it. You know what? Hey,
I'm so grateful for that. But that's still a mistake that we got to fix.
Hey, I see. Hey, Cola, I see you in the comments. So, especially the people in Starkville, they want to know real quick. You know, y'all don't just have the window.
Oh no, you walk out that day.
Door.
Yes.
You know, kind of tell us about that, man. Tell us about the drive-through door.
It's kind of new. If you actually drive around to different Chick-fil-A's in Mississippi now, I know of at least 5 to 6 of them that now have doors that did not have them at the beginning of this year, which is really cool. So Chick-fil-A's investing in that. For years, we've been doing this outside order taking with the iPads, trying to speed up customer service. We're having fun trying to do a really good job. And for years, we've been saying, man, if we could just get out there quicker, this would be a lot easier than having to lean over the counter or through the window. If you have something, even at Chick-fil-A, you probably should check your bag, make sure you got everything, because occasionally, sometimes something gets left out. But if you pull away from the window with us or with somebody else, and you don't have what you need, man, you got to either get back in line or go inside to get it. Now with the door, we've got so many more new opportunities. Hey, you can pull forward, miss something, and we can fix it right there without actually having to
get you to pull around.
Yeah, well, you don't have to pull around. It's less inconvenience for you. It's really easy for us to fix that problem. Handing large orders, we don't have a mess on the floor from dropping straws or change or condiments as we're trying to pass them out the window. We can do that. If you're waiting on your order at the now door, I'm going to have to get used to saying that because that's kind of new for us for the past 3 months. If you're waiting on your order at our drive-through door, we can serve the next 2 guests behind you, give you your food, and all 3 of y'all can speed past the window.
Because y'all fast, man, because I got it. The line was long one day. I got in line back in Aberdeen, and I was still through the line in like 3 minutes tops, man. Like, for real.
That's
like,
the beauty of it. Like, I don't care how long that line is. Yeah, I'm getting in line with Chick-fil-A.
It's fast, man.
I'm telling you.
You see a long line at Chick-fil-A, you don't even care.
Man, you don't even care. Yeah, you getting in that line.
That's crazy,
you
man.
You getting in line. But look, I got a quick question for you, Mr. Johnson.
Here you go.
It ain't nothing bad. I just got a quick question for you. How did y'all handle when Popeyes came out with their chicken biscuit in 2019?
When that chicken sandwich?
Yeah,
they
came out with their chicken sandwich.
Oh, man. So some people title that the chicken sandwich wars or whatnot.
That's right.
I think we had to look back and say, hey, man, are we making our chicken sandwich the best we can make it? Because if they make it, if it's available, that's a really good chicken sandwich.
Oh, man.
It's got a lot of breading on it. It's thick, got a nice bun.
Yeah.
But if you go back and look at it, and there's a book called Good to Great by
Good to Great.
Jim Collins.
Yep.
One of the things he talks about in that book, and I believe it's that one, and is he talks about AMD and IMB were making computer chips. And AMD had so many opportunities that technological advances and things that were better, but they failed to meet deliveries on time.
Wow.
They couldn't consistently deliver, and so people would go for the consistent IBM chips. And so I think you can't just be fast and consistent. You have to have a good product. But if you don't have consistency, people lose trust with you.
That's true.
And they quit doing business with you because they lose trust. And so I think we had to double down, not just on, hey, how do we make sure we have good food, but we have to be consistent. And that's we have a lot of competitors, and I say competitors. I love for Starkville to grow. I love to go out to eat. I love Chick-fil-A food, and I think we'll talk about some of my favorite food a little later. But I love eating out. I love a double cheeseburger or whatnot.
Okay.
I want more places to eat in Starkville for variety and everything. And the rising tide lifts all ships. Ships is the way that saying goes.
I like that.
And I say the term competitors. They're in the same field and market that we are as far as food service goes. But I love all of those other places. But if they had more consistency, they would and that's hard. It's even hard for us to achieve sometimes.
Yeah.
And so there are times where we slip and we're not as good as we need to be. And the consistency, though, that's the toughest part right there. There are many people who want to start a food truck or come up with this great barbecue recipe, but they can't meet the deliveries on time, or they can't manage the other aspects of the business. And Chick-fil-A's support from Atlanta, where the headquarters is, the support of having a local owner, the combination of all of those things, the amazing team members that we're able to have work with us, provide a high level of consistency that builds that level of trust where, from a brand standpoint, if y'all travel, you may actually say, hey, if I'm in a hurry, I'm still going to go eat at Chick-fil-A.
That is true.
Hopefully, because you had a good experience at your home Chick-fil-A in Starkville, right?
That's good.
I think to the Popeyes thing, it's a huge thing about consistency because it was a really good sandwich.
Yeah, because they ran out of chicken a couple times.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't never ran out of chicken.
And if they didn't run out, it took you a long time to get it.
That's true.
If you want to go eat at a really nice restaurant, your expectation is I'm probably going to wait.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and so waiting for a really nice food experience is fine.
Right.
But if you're at a fast food restaurant, that's not what you expect.
Right.
And so you'll wait maybe once or twice, and then you're like, I don't have enough time. I can't do that.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. So I got one more for you.
Hey,
and I see
before you come, Rico, look at Big Show's comment, man.
Oh, Big Show said
Big Show. Hey, that
Polynesian sauce.
Paul and Nisha sauce.
The Polynesian.
Yeah, Paul and Nisha sauce.
Brick edible.
Make a brick edible, man.
No. God, no, boy.
You could maybe drink the Polynesian sauce, but I wouldn't touch the brick.
So look, I hit you with one last question. So you got franchises, right? So, all right. So we're talking about you only can own one franchise. I did.
You can own one up to maybe three, but they want you in the same community. So I couldn't own one here in Starkville and one on the coast. It would have to be maybe two in Starkville or whatnot. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So they want a local operator. But what they found is any more than two or three, and it's really hard to stay focused. And so if somebody owns like 10 franchises and one of them's not doing really well, but the other 9 are doing good, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But if I own only 1 or 2 and one of them's struggling, I'm going to go figure out what's wrong with that, which is the benefit of the operator model with Chick-fil-A.
Understood. So if you own, like, say for instance, I'm a Atlanta Falcon fan, and there is a Chick-fil-A in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So if you own that franchise, is that just considered the one, or
It doesn't open on Sunday.
right?
Yeah.
But they got soccer there.
They do have soccer there. So that specific Chick-fil-A franchise, I believe, is run by the same guy who owns the Chick-fil-A at the College Football Hall of Fame.
Gotcha.
Right there next to it.
Okay. So that's what we keep it.
They can have 1 or 2. I know there are a number of operators in the Atlanta market who have 3 restaurants. And some wonderful guys who've been with Chick-fil-A for many, many, many years. Wonderful business owners, do a wonderful job with all their stuff. But yeah, so sometimes it can be that way, but like it would maybe be a mall restaurant, but it's probably not just that one at the stadium.
Understood. Okay.
I got a Father's Day gift card to Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
I saw that
Trying
going
to figure
around.
out when I can
Yeah,
use it.
they said all fathers eat for free.
Yeah, all fathers eat free on Chick-fil-A on Sunday.
I think I saw a bunch of cars go through the drive-thru on the cameras on Sunday that day.
Yeah, didn't nobody come out the door, man.
I'm sorry, the service was a little slow today.
So let me.
You were waiting. You were probably waiting until Monday to get your
made
food.
a couple circles around that thing. They
They ran out of gas.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you though 2 questions.
Don't
Yeah, I
hit
guess
that
it's
light,
two-part question. I got you. What's your favorite item on the Chick-fil-A menu, and what item do you think is really slept on the
that's
Chick-fil-A
good.
menu?
So I love the
Trail
number
said that.
1 Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. I've loved it since I was a kid. It's been I put barbecue sauce on it. It's a really sweet barbecue sauce. It's not like that tangy, smoky stuff. It's a sweet barbecue sauce. So I'll pour that barbecue sauce on there and put extra pickles and eat that sandwich. That's my go-to. I've gone
Number one.
I've gone around for many different things. When I'm trying to diet, I'll eat the grilled chicken. It's really good, but I can't get away from that number 1 Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, the original.
Okay.
Slept on item. Oh man,
Y'all lemonade start riots. I just want y'all to
Yeah,
know
the lemonade's not slept on.
Not my lemonade.
Lemonade,
cup
the
over.
tea's great.
It's a
I would
fight.
say some of the surprises that maybe not everybody knows is the seasonal milkshakes we have. So right now we've got a peach milkshake. That's
What
amazing.
you say to me?
But did you just get happy?
I did. You got a what kind of milkshake?
We got a Georgia peach milkshake.
Georgia peach.
Look at ball.
Boy.
Now that's only here for a few more weeks.
Oh, y'all better get over there while you can.
Wait a minute now, John. You said a few more weeks. Georgia peach. Hey, y'all go down to Chick-Fil-A and try that Georgia peach milkshake. Somebody say the macaroni.
That is amazing.
Oh, it's delicious.
He ain't said nothing all day.
He came in on that. It's
He said,
delicious.
you say macaroni? Oh, it's delicious.
It is, man.
Man, that's all
My
right,
favorite part of that macaroni cheese is that caramelized cheese after it comes out of the oven.
Yeah.
All right, we finna go down there. What time,
What time y'all
close?
close?
He's telling the truth, and it sits on top of the macaroni so elegantly, man.
But that man said elegantly.
Man,
I'm telling you, it's delicious.
I wish Ball had the camera set up right now.
Man, put your camera on, man.
Oh,
Go
man.
before I can put you on here.
Lighting around.
Lightning round. So real quick before we run out, man, I'm good, man. We're going to hit you with a couple of lightning round questions. Let's learn a little more about Mr. Jonathan Rogers as far as his personal.
All right, man. I'm going to ask you some questions, Jonathan, man. Just tell me the first thing come to your mind, all right?
We'll see what happens.
All right. Here we go. Would you rather text or talk?
I'll probably talk.
Okay.
Oh.
Favorite day of the week?
I like Monday a lot. I don't know why.
Wait a minute.
That's a good thing. You don't hear that. That means
Hey,
you love
never
what you
heard
do.
it by like a Monday. Yeah.
Oh, man, he
I feel like it's a place to start over. So
Okay,
you got,
I can see that.
Everything's in front of you. You haven't had a bad week. You haven't had. I'm fresh off of Sunday, so Monday's a fun day.
Boy.
Get real crazy, man. All right. Favorite city in the U.S. besides the one you live in?
Favorite city. My wife and I love going to New York sometimes, but I don't. It's not a place I would raise a family. But I love visiting. Love visiting New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like walking in public transit, and that sounds silly, but like there's so many architectural places, so I love going to New York.
Yeah, New York is beautiful. It really is.
Did your parents call you by a nickname?
Uh-oh.
No, I'm a twin, as I mentioned earlier. My brother's name is David. I'm Jonathan. So our nickname was DJ, but my parents never really called us that. They'd call me David sometimes, though. I'm Jonathan. Probably called David, Jonathan.
So y'all never did like the twin mixer?
I answered to both. So
That's
if
crazy,
you holler
man.
David, I'll probably still answer because of that. Because most of the time people don't know who they're. I say most of the time. Sometimes they don't know who they're talking to.
Yeah.
And so I'll answer
wow.
David.
Oh, man. Okay. What song do you listen to the most?
Oh, man. I love Maverick City Music right now. They got a new song out, I'm Free. That's amazing.
Yeah. We'll leave off with that.
Yeah.
Maverick City, I'm Free. Okay, y'all check that out. All right. Would you rather be able to speak every language in the world or be able to talk to animals?
Every language.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right. What's your favorite holiday?
I love Christmas. Yeah, it's a fun family time.
Yep. All right. So at what age do you want to retire from all this?
I don't know that I want to.
Man, that's good.
At some point in time, probably late 60s to 70 maybe. I mean, at some point in time, if I'm not doing my best, then I need to pass the baton to somebody else.
I can feel that.
But the way the business is set up, I love what I do. I get to come hang out with people like you and work with a team. I got a wonderful team of leaders.
Respect.
I could do this for a really long time.
Respect.
Man, that's respect.
That's
man.
big
Good
respect.
deal. Okay. What superpower would you like to have? If you had any choice to have a superpower, man, what would it be?
Man, I'd love to be fast as a flash. That'd be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Old Flash.
That'll be cool. Hold up real quick. Your wife had something to say y'all used to try to trick her.
Yeah,
so
we only had one cell phone when we first started dating.
Yeah.
This is before smartphones. I think smartphones came out in 07. I think
Yeah,
the
something like
iPhone came out in 07. I couldn't afford that, so I had a little flip phone. We were doing the little, tap 3 times to text.
Man,
the young kids in the audience probably have no idea what that is.
Don't know about that, man. I gotta hit that 7 4 times to get to a Q.
Okay, all right.
So we shared a phone, and so occasionally David would answer the whoever he was dating, then I would answer and pretend to be them, and they figured it out pretty quickly.
Oh, wow.
Especially Melissa. So she says we tried. She's right.
Oh, wow.
That has to be fun.
Okay. This is a very serious question right here, Jonathan. Do you think it's wrong for vegetarians to eat animal crackers?
What?
Not at all.
Okay. Just had to ask that, man. All right, morning or night?
Oh man, morning.
Okay. If you could travel back in time, what period would you go back to and why?
Man, I think it'd be cool to go back into the Renaissance of Rome. That'd be really cool. See all the architecture of the buildings, the Da Vinci paintings, all that stuff. It was a really cool time period.
Cool, man. Cool. Okay, what's the fastest speed you've ever driven in a car?
I'm not going to self-incriminate.
All right.
I have a fast car, and I've had fun once or twice, and now I stay pretty close to the speed limit.
Okay, I got you. That's actually a good answer. Good answer.
Good answer.
All right, Melissa. Do you believe in love at first sight?
I think I do. Like I saw Melissa. Liked her a lot.
She just a smile.
Saw her when I was 17 once at a retreat that we were at together with a couple different churches. Liked her. I didn't see her again for a whole year, but she stuck in my mind. And I told another friend, I was like, man, I really liked Melissa. It was Duran at the time. And met her again the next year. We started hanging out and didn't stop. So I don't believe in the idea of a soulmate. I think that love is a choice we make. But I do believe that, hey, I think there's probably some space out there where love at first sight, that's the one person I think I would like to be with for the rest of my life.
Melissa, you stayed on this man's mind for a whole year. All right, I need to see you in the comments right now. You've been in here now. See you in the comments.
Oh, yeah.
She's just smiling. If you blushing right now, Melissa, comment down here.
That's it. Oh. That's one little moment right there.
Hey, good deal. Jonathan, what is your ideal outside temperature?
Somewhere around 65, 60, 68 degrees, somewhere not quite hot, but not cold. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what food could you eat for a week straight? Like, this is it all week right here.
Chick-Fil-A sandwich, number one he like.
I could eat for a whole week.
Yep, that's it. Only one thing. Or I'll go as far as say one meal.
I'll do that. I love stuffed cheese crust pizza. So you put a meat lover stuffed cheese crust pizza. Ooh. I could eat that every meal for a week.
Hold on, Paul, wait a minute.
We got a witness over here.
Paul, you've only comment on food.
He over there, is he hungry?
You hungry?
Pizza and chicken is my favorite meal.
That's
that
true.
makes sense.
Yeah, I can vouch for that.
Yeah, Paul loves some wings, boy.
That's right. I thought Melissa said something. Okay. I'm going to skip that one. What is your biggest fear?
I don't want to drown. I think
wow.
That's like I can think of like death isn't like I say scary. Like I know Jesus, everything's going to be okay. That something about drowning just kind of I have I'm not scared to go swimming or anything like that, but this claustrophobia of like I'm gonna try and breathe and I'm not gonna be able to breathe.
Yeah,
it's kind of just like
got me scared now.
That's probably it. As I said, like I'm not afraid to die. I think there's other quick painless ways or even more painful ways to go, but that's the one that I'm like that would be scary.
Yeah, I can see that, man. Okay. I can see that, man.
Well, Jonathan, I appreciate you participating in that lightning round of questions, man. Thank you so much, man.
No, thank you, man. Thank you for coming on. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah, thank you.
Man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Man. Already.
We appreciate you coming on, taking time out of your busy day.
Melissa said he's not lying about that pizza. Melissa.
Oh, yeah. She said you're lying about that pizza. But before we, go into the next segment of our show, we would like to present you He paid that to him. Quavo?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Quavo got you something made to let you know. Unbreakable
flyer.
The flyer.
Fantastic.
Man.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for
indeed.
being a part of the show. It means so much to us, to you to come and elaborate on what it means, what it is. There you go. Show the folks. Let me.
There we go, right there.
That's the flyer for the day, man.
That's the flyer for the day, man.
Yeah.
And thank you for all that you all do for us in this podcast and things to come, man. And for the, before we end, I want y'all to know, y'all hit up Chick-Fil-A Starkville.
Chick-Fil-A Starkville,
I'm
man.
trying to tell you, man. Get Jonathan's favorite. Get that number one. They got that peach.
The Georgia peach.
The macaroni.
Milkshake.
yeah,
the macaroni and cheese.
You say what? They got that caramelized thing on the.
Man.
That cheese is good. It's got a lot of cheese on top of it.
Yeah. So again, man, Jonathan, we thank you for coming on to the Unbreakable Glass podcast.
Man, appreciate you, man.
And Miss Melissa, thank you for allowing him to come. I know you blushing. You over there blushing there because he talked about some good things, man. And man, you just never know, man. Get you back on this thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll see what happens.
Yes, sir.
And it's been fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, Jonathan.
All right, so real quick, guys, before we go into the other segment of things, we want to shout out again Journey of Life Network out of Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you for being our sponsors on this week's podcast. And we look forward to conducting great business with you, great business in the extreme near future. Again, man, give Jonathan a round of applause real quick before we slide up out of here, Quavo. Man, appreciate it, man. Woo, boy, that was some good stuff there.
Yes, sir.
We talking about owners of the Chick-fil-A. How many of y'all gonna try to be owning now? Y'all thought it was gonna be something easy. No, it's talking about sacrifice. We talking about, hey, you gotta put in some work. Come Chick-fil-A owner.
Yeah, man. That work.
Yeah, you gotta put that work in,
That
man.
work and that Paul and Nisha sauce.
That Paul and Nisha sauce.
That's what I'm talking about.
That Paul and Nisha sauce, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, you know what time it is, don't you?
What time is it, brother?
It is time for Hot Topics.
Hot topics, man. Come on with it.
We need y'all in these hot topics.
Come on with it.
We need y'all in these hot
Ain't
topics.
but one really a hot topic to talk about.
It really ain't number one hot topic to talk about.
Ain't but one.
Ball, I need you to get your camera on, man, because you need to be in these hot topics. Yeah. Ball said, oh, gosh.
Yeah, I'm turning it
Gosh.
back on.
Yeah, man. Can you
already.
get your camera on? Fish your camera, brother. Fish your camera. Yeah, I can't connect with you, brother. Let me put your camera on, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we got that hot topic. But look, let's go ahead and get started, man. Everybody know we about to talk about it. Ain't no need point playing with it. Montgomery, Alabama. Montgomery, Alabama. Let me tell you something. It went down in the gunk is what they call it. All right? I'm talking about chairs were everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not really.
In the gump.
In the gump, man. The moral of the story is we're not gonna make this a racial thing.
Nah.
We're not.
Nah.
We're gonna talk about it as it should be talked about. And that is respect people in their job. Respect them. If a person tell you to move something and it's their job, you're making their job hard. Don't get mad because you get asked to move something. You see what kind of turmoil it caused? All because you've decided, you know what? God dang it. I'm not finna fool with the trail right there. But
Got the folding chair over there. I ain't finna do it,
Hey,
man.
boy,
I'm not.
well, I should put him on camera, man, because he crazy right now with that folded chair, man. But look, moral of the story, let these folks do their business, man. But hey, before we get on it though, man, we want to hear y'all thoughts on it. What y'all think about the situation? Could that have been handled different? Did people overreact or did they underreact? Because that thing had some angles on it. I ain't lying, but then what about old buddy that was just sitting there the whole time? Was that like for real? Was that Photoshopped in there?
I think that was Photoshop.
Like he was sitting there chilling the whole time, man.
Yeah.
It was Photoshop.
They were Photoshop.
Yeah, Photoshop, bro.
Man, can you Photoshop me in? I want to go viral.
There you go.
I
Put me-
probably can.
Hey, put him a Saints jersey on when you
No,
Photoshop the thing.
see, you trying to start some stuff there. Boy.
Yeah, there you
Don't
go.
put me on those Saints. You see what it is.
Oh, that's
Detroit
the Detroit.
You know what? No, man. No, Detroit.
Detroit
These
Lions.
the Suave Villa Lion Kings. They're my fantasy football team.
Oh man.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you
They're
go.
my fantasy football team.
But no, talk about it though, man.
He said that was the best movie
That man
I've
said it
ever
was
watched
the
in my
best
life.
movie ever watched.
Oh man, look here,
About
man.
97% riding apples.
I think I seen
Rotten
somebody.
Tomatoes, I mean, whoever it is.
You see somebody interview about it. You know, buddy. He said when it came down. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell y'all, bruh. That was some crazy stuff, man. Seriously, man, that was crazy. What about old buddy that swam across the river?
Aquaman, what they call it.
Aquaman.
here.
Aquaman.
Then had some enough energy to get right into it.
Not at first, Glad. I don't know what video you watch. He
had to catch it,
dried
bro.
off a little bit.
Yeah,
He dried off a little bit.
listen what I'm saying. He still got into it. Ask me to go swim like that.
Hey, if you go back and watch the video, watch when he pulled himself up on the dock.
What'd he do,
He
Clay?
kinda walk around like, I'm tired.
Tired. Catch your breath.
Oh,
Go back and watch it. That man was tired.
he was tired.
Yeah, guy.
Oh,
Man, have y'all seen the picture, man, with the lady with the Crocs? Man,
with
they
the
had
oh yeah, she forgot to put him in
Man,
what was overdrive? What was it?
Put it in sport
that had
mode.
been-
Cause
Sport
that had
mode.
been a funny thing I seen beside that lady grabbing the other lady hand and throwing the other woman in the water. I said, man, they ruthless
Yeah.
out there in the gump, boy.
yeah, in the gump, man. But like Rico said, man, at the end of the day, y'all respect people, man.
Yeah,
Like, it
yeah.
just all comes down to respect. Like, you know, hey,
Yeah.
you know, I'm not even on no racial stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just about, hey, that man, whether white, black, or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Right, wrong, indifferent.
Right.
The man was trying to do a job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, hey, your boat is in the way. You know, could you move that? We have the river boat that's trying to dock. You're in the way. Could you move?
Why y'all looking at me, man?
That dude, that's stupid, man. You know, so it's just all about respect for me, man. I ain't fooling with Kentrell, man. I'm not fooling
Hold on, I'm
with
putting it on
this
the screen. Bro, you had to do like that, bro.
dude. Hey, boy, Rico checking the blood pressure over here.
Hey,
That boy.
man.
Well, bottle 120 over 80 over here.
Hey, what,
Systolic.
Oh, what?
Diastolic.
What? Y'all crazy, man. Hey.
But, hey, they can't use that regular cuff on
Hey.
Rico.
Well, y'all crazy, man. Man, forget that. Let's talk about, hey, what? Now, for now on, I just got a question for y'all. What does throwing a hat in the air symbolize?
I was just finna say that when I throw that hat up.
Man,
what that
that's
mean?
a new hootie hoo, man. That's
That's
a new
hoodoo.
That's a new, hey, it's a new bat signal, man. Hold up, ball, say what now? Come back,
Hey.
come again, say what?
Is that the new bird call?
I don't know, man. Ball got his camera ready.
No, man, he ain't got his camera ready.
Man.
I don't want to do right, man.
Man, it ready, man.
No, it ain't. It ain't picking up over here.
That man say before you spin the word.
Hey,
Yeah.
ball crazy.
He did some push-ups before we went live.
Man, hey, man, y'all get out my shirt, man.
Man, push-up.
Look here, man. I've been eating better. I ain't even been doing no push up. I don't want to get.
You just look a little swole over here.
Man, it's all good.
What you gonna do, brother?
Hey, what he look like, bro? What he look like?
No, bro.
What he look like, man?
Hold on, bro.
Hogan.
Hold on.
Ooh, yeah.
gonna do, brother?
Watch your
Bruh,
man.
hey, bro, he just called me 55 cents, boy.
55 cents.
Hey, I've always seen people decrease it. I ain't never heard nobody call it more than 50 cents.
55
Boy, you
cents.
crazy. Man,
Boy.
don't, bruh. Show.
Half
I got
dollar and a nickel.
Hey, bro, let me show you. You see what Show said about that wrong, bro. Y'all ain't finna make this about me. That man said, look, boy.
Protein pop. You know what? Hey, Show, what flavor? I want to know
No,
what flavor
no.
these popsicles are, bro.
No, Show, don't start,
Big
man.
Show. Hey, what
Leave it
flavor?
Leave it alone, bro.
What flavor protein popsicle?
Leave it
Rico?
alone, man. Man, y'all crazy, bro. Hey, man, we supposed to be talking about Montgomery, but how we talking about me and my shirt?
Shop hood living.
How we talking about me and my shirt? You know what? That boy said hood lemonade. Hey man, what my family at? Ain't nobody bagging me up in the comment. Oh man, it's all good, man. Anyway,
yeah, glad hit this next exit, man, and get on that.
Hey man, hit the exit. I can't handle it today. I didn't come prepared. I wasn't prepared for it. Anyway, man, look, we about to go on to the next segment since y'all want to play around, man.
What you got, bro?
Man, let's go on to the Rico's Unbreakable moment, man. Let's go and talk about that before we get on out of here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So real quick, man, let's talk about the word average. Average, man, bro. Leave the screen, man. Can y'all just focus on the screen? Stop looking at my shirt and stuff, man. Go on somewhere quick. Let's talk about the word average. It's a word that people tend to run from. I'm sorry. It's a word that people tend to run from. You talking about average. Average is really the best of the worst and the worst of the best. Quay, if you laugh at my shirt on this live, we're going to talk about you and your boxing.
No, man.
We're going to talk about you and your boxing.
Like the boy used Carmex for lotion.
You know what?
That boy
See what I'm talking about? I'm
shining over it.
I'm up here trying to have a real moment here.
Man, I ain't saying nothing, man. You got the camera all by yourself. I'm gonna mute my mic. Go.
No, he ain't. Hey, my mama said, look, like Waterball said. My mama said, leave me alone.
My mic ain't even on, man.
But I can hear you. They can hear you. See the equation. Anyway, talk about the word average. Okay, average is basically the best of the worst and the worst of the best, right? Best of the worst, worst of the best. But the thing about average is if you become in that average category, it is overpopulated, which means that you can never be seen. When you're an average person or you do average things, you get average results. And then you wonder why you have an average life. The reality of the situation is that in order to be a standout person, to live the life that you want, to live a life that's extraordinary, you got to do one thing. Do the extra. You got to do the extra in order to live that extraordinary life. That's the big difference between ordinary and extraordinary. See, so many of us want results that we done put in work for. Y'all talk about me and my tight shirt and stuff like that, but you know the reality is, you know how I got this way? I put in that work when I was young. I grind hard in that weight room. I did what I had to do, and guess what? Y'all talking about me now, but I don't have the average body type do it. Because I put it in work. Now, I have got a little older, and it don't look as good as it used to be. Quay, you going to stop laughing at me. I ain't studying.
Man, I'm just looking at the comments.
All I'm saying, who just said something in the question? That what I'm...
Nobody.
Who just said something?
Nobody, man. Keep going.
But look, all I'm saying is this right here, man. If you want a different lifestyle, you want to do something different, don't be average. Do something. If you say you're going to smile one time today, smile twice. If you say that you're going to walk a mile, walk two. Okay. If you say you're going to help 3 people, help 4.
Yeah, makes sense.
Make a difference. Don't be average, man. Don't be average. And that's the unbreakable moment for today, dog. Yes, sir. Well, you know what time it is. This has been nothing but a marvelous show, okay? We had Mr. Chick-Fil-A himself come on this thing and tell y'all how to become owners. Y'all thought it was going to be easy, but it's not. And look, man, we done had Ball come on this thing. Catrell done came on this thing, showing love, man. Big shout out to Trell for coming into the studio today.
For sure.
Quavo in this thing.
Shout out the sports, man. The sports.
Oh, man,
yeah.
Look here, man. Look. Turn it down real quick, then we going to go back to it. We got to turn it down, then come back to this. We have a whole new podcast that we're not going to be on verbatim, but it's going to be a part of what we're building. And it's basically I'm finna go ahead and say it, man. I'm putting it out there. We finna be the high school ESPN of Mississippi. You know what I'm talking about?
Boy, right?
Hey, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. These guys that's coming in. Oh, man, you talking about powerhouse. Woo,
yeah,
and them boys know they stuff.
Shout out to Rion Young and Kentrell Anders, man.
Yeah,
them guys know they stuff, man.
These guys know they stuff. Look, matter of fact, y'all tune in tomorrow, 7:30. Yes, okay, we're gonna start going live on Thursdays and Sundays, 7:30. Man, look, follow if you want to get the exclusive look or whatnot. Man, go ahead and follow us. Matter of fact, let me put it on the screen real quick. real quick. Go ahead and follow the YouTube, Rico Glass Official. That's where we'll be going live. Facebook is going to be on the Mississippi High School sports page on the Rion Young's name. Go ahead and follow. Matter of fact, I'm going to start putting stuff all in the comments.
I think you got a logo too for that.
To make it happen. Oh, yeah. Let me throw the logo on here, man. Mississippi High School sports page, man. Follow it right now.
Follow that.
When I tell you it's already booming, y'all ain't seen nothing yet, man.
Nothing.
You ain't seen nothing yet. But look, without further ado, man, we want to thank y'all for tuning in to another Unbreakable Glass podcast. We look forward to seeing you all here. Same time, same place, this time this week, where we'll have the magnificent Dion Hudson on this thing. So let's get it. You all have been nothing more or less than great. So with that being said, peace up. 8 times down, we out this thing.
Peace out.
All right.